Watching Jelapdos, Cholando, watching Jelapdos, Chodam, Lantubas watching Jelapdos, Trouble issues, watching Jelapdos, Nujiji, the Pandala Mansola, Jus and Jelada Mansola, just Nasa Pandala Mansola, just with your Tobeta to watching Jelapdos, Tujishin to watching Jelapdos, and the Senton and watching Jelapdos. Chaja Chamber Chujing Wondo, sending Yelato, Brachin Jelapdos, Sanja Kunda Savala, Kusungu Bachabacha, the London Men and Lora Chabata, Sedan Dropa, Yamba Chinge. Umiji in Jepotando, to Susanja Kunjangonia, Ransa Chokongo Sotonzaba, Zavalama, language, Tapia to Jessica, Shinjamento to Japanjamba, Sijalumbo, Dabajabak. Sejezo de language, Masaja Meshiro Paraja, Majamanga Nangangonia, Sosore, Shichu, to some Java Yon language, Toji Sanji Delena Roda, Mamba Mela Chicha Kamboba, Pomotoba Jawatacom, Kaju Lamana language. First, I want to say Tashitele to everyone and welcome back. Or I mean, we haven't seen for about a month, so some of us, and so I hope all every one of you doing well physically, mentally. And with your so today is our first day of this teachings, which is called Serkhangma text. So before the teachings, actually today is in the Tibetan we call today is a Sichu, 10th day of a lunar month. This one reason is why have to be particularly like a Sichu, which is also another name is called the Daga Day, and that is we call the first 10th day of a waxing moon. Then second 10th day of the waning moon in the month, second 10th day of the month, which called the waning moon, as called the Dagini Day. So those two are particularly good for practicing. Reason is there's two reasons. First reason is in those 2 days, all the Daga and Dagini gather and do Ganachakra Puja together. I think most of the time, Daga and Dagini, they are busy to traveling around the world, like these days, most of Lama, all busy. So I think they are busy. Most of the time, they don't gather together. But definitely, that those 2 days, the waxing moon's 10th day and waning moon's 10th day, they gather together and do, you call the puja, we call the Ganachakra, or, talk accumulation. So if that day we also, participate with that, then we gain great benefit. This is a reason is Sangha power is really great. There's no compatible power blessing from the Sangha than anyone else. Sometimes people have this thought about, this such and such a Lama is a really high name. If I request him, maybe I get a great benefit from his or her prayer or blessings. But even those high Lamas, blessing or prayer cannot compare to the Sangha's blessings. So this why we celebrate, do particularly puja on those 2 days, Daga day and Dagini days. The reason is because of those 2 days, particularly, and Daga and Dagini gather together and do prayer or puja or a feast offering. So then when we do ourselves also, we are participating for that puja, and we can gain great benefit too. And normally Daga is a male spirit. Those are gathered the morning time. So waxing moon's puja, offering is we do morning. And the Dagini's female spirit, that days, most of they are gathered evening. So Dagini day, lots of time do the evening puja. You can see most of time in Tibet, like a Daga day, they do like Chakra Sambhara practice or Guru Yoga practice with the Lama Chuba, talk offering, such and these things. And evening, Dagini day, lots of time people do evening, especially evening church practice. So those are the main reasons we do this, celebrate these 2 days of the month, particularly called the Daga day and Dagini days. And another reason is in those 2 days, our pure, what call this, wind and mind of the pure part is gathered in the crown chakra or Ushnish chakra on those days. So that reason, inner of our pure mind and wind, pure wind element is gathered in the Ushnish chakra or crown chakra. So that reason, those 2 main reasons where we do this, particular puja. And Daga day is a puja, especially really good for the accumulation of a merit. And the Dagini days, or we call the Dagini day, the waning moon's 10th day, is really good for puja for purification, particularly. So I think this is a background of it. And you may think, oh, then why is it called the Guru Rinpoche's days? Lots of Tibetan call this is Guru Rinpoche's days. Actually, Guru Rinpoche, he promised to come to Tibet every, these Daga days, morning, he will come to Tibet to look after Tibetans. So that way, Tibetan particularly dedicated for the Guru Rinpoche day, this one, Daga day as a Guru Rinpoche days. But rest of the world, I don't know if that is necessary or not. But he promised to Tibetan when he was leaving from Tibet, he promised to the king and all the people who come to, say goodbye to him. He said, don't worry, I will come back every, Daga days, morning, I will come. So I think that reason Tibetan, we call the Guru Rinpoche days. But rest of the world, I'm not sure it's necessary to have to call the Guru Rinpoche days. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. But basically, main reason why we have to do especially puja for the, those 2 days is mainly because of all the Daga and Dagini of the planet on our world as a gathering. Those 2 days, they gather together. So I think that's the main reasons. Then, so today we're going to talk about the book text. It's called the Serkhangma. This is the full name is called the 7 branch of the mantra that are called Serkhangma. So generally, I think, everyone, we all wishing to be liberation, achieve the nirvana, reborn in the pure land and free from suffering. I mean, there is no one is not wishing that one. But truth is that freedom is not come with free. Freedom cannot achieve that with free, without any cause, without any effort. So that way, if we want to achieve the freedom of liberation or free from the suffering, then we have to accumulate the cause of happiness. Only that way we can liberate it. So what is the cause of happiness? Is a accumulation. And there's many different method to accumulate the merit and wisdom, that accumulation. But one of the supreme method of accumulation is called the 7 limb. Here called the 7 branches or limb. I think either ways, offering. And there's 7 subjects like prostration, confessing, offering, confessing, rejoicing, requesting, beseeching, praying, and dedications. So there's a 7 way to accumulate merit. So this is the supreme method to how to accumulate the merit. And one is that one, and the second is when we're practicing Dharma in the Buddhism, I don't know other religions' main goal. In the Buddhism's main goal is a practice of the Dharma is achieve the permanent happiness. So how we can achieve the permanent happiness is by eliminating the cause of suffering. Long as we are doing the cause of suffering continually, we have no chance to achieve the permanent happiness. So what is the cause of suffering? Is the afflicting emotion. So Buddha's teachings, Buddha taught many different kind of teachings we call the 84,000 hips of Dharma. All those teachings is the antidote of the afflicting emotions. So like when those 84,000 hips of Dharma is summarizing, is called the 3 trainings: training of the morality, training of the samadhi, training of the wisdoms. So those 3 trainings is mainly antidote of the 3 afflicting emotions. Training of the morality is the antidote of the attachment. Training of the samadhi is the antidote of the aversion. And training of the wisdom is the antidote of the ignorance. Similarly, these 7 branches or 7 limbs offering is the antidote of our 7 different type of afflicting emotions. Like prostrations is the antidote of the pride. Our pride or our ego. Cause us to all the problems. So when do prostration, we kind of like destroying our own ego, and also good exercise too. If you have a health problem, just do some prostration also. And offering is the antidote of the stinginess. We have difficulty to let go. So how to let go is by offering. So that's stinginess. And confess is the antidote of the hatred or aversion. And rejoice is the antidote of the jealousy. And request is the antidote of the wrong view. And dedication is the antidote of the doubt. So we are suffering in the samsara because of those afflicting emotions. So by this 7 limb offering, we will eliminate all those afflicting emotions. They are the source or root of the sufferings. So once we eliminate the root or source, then don't have to worry about the rest of things. They all naturally will eliminate. Like if you cut the tree's root, You don't need to destroy the tree and naturally destroy it. But if you cut the branch, it grow back. You know, so that way, the main root of the our misery in the samsara is those afflicted emotions. So by this practice, also we can eliminate or purify all those afflicted emotions. So that reason, mainly two reasons. One, this is the supreme method of accumulation of the merit and wisdom. And second is this is the best method to how to eliminate our afflicted emotion, which is the root of the samsara. So there are, I think, many different texts, especially, that according or including the King of the Noble Prayer. There are many texts that, according to the Sudra tradition, seven branch or 7 lamb offerings. So that is a common practice. Everyone do. I don't know other Buddhism like Mahayana, Zen. Maybe not much in the Zen, but Mahayana and Theravada, they do or not in the Vajrayana in Tibet. This is a common practice. 7 lamb offering based on the Sutra tradition. Even the lots of Vajrayana texts use as a just Sutra tradition one. So this one is a Lord Jidisumgun. He composed Vajrayana tradition. That way it's called the branch of the mantra. Mantra means the Vajrayana. Based on the Vajrayana's tradition, and 7 lamb offering is when we go through, you will see it's different. He wrote. So he himself, actually, I think there's a few different 7 lamb offering he wrote. 7 lamb offering based on the Sudra tradition and also Vajrayana tradition, this one. So he wrote, I think, 3 different kind of 7 lamb offering. And he himself said, I am yogi of 7 lamb offering. Put emphasis really so much on this particular practice. And name is called the Serkhangma, because when composing the text, sometimes text name is come who requires. Sometimes a text name is come where it composed, the place. And sometimes text name is come based on the subject. But this one is based on the place where he wrote. The golden temple in the Digung Hill. There is one particular temple called the Golden Temple, Serkhangma, and he wrote in that temple. So that way, this text name is become a Serkhangma. Some people translate as a golden roof temple. So I don't know. I don't think so. It's the whole temple is golden. I never been there, so I don't think so. In Tibet, we don't have that much gold, but I think they have some golden roof, so maybe that one, the reason. But this is a name based on the place, where Langa, Langa Sutra, Buddhas. Because Buddha was traveling to the Langa, and that way called the Langa Sutra. So based on the place name. So there's a lot of sutra also have. Similarly, this one is the based on the place where he wrote the text, composed the text, or teach the text, and that way the text name is come. In the Tibet, so that way 7 branch of the mantra that are called the Serkhangma. Okay, so this 7 branch, as if we in summarize, even within this 7 branch, in summary, is into 3. It's called the accumulation, purification, yeah, purify, 2, and increase. So like a, prostration, offering, rejoicing, and prostration, offering, requires of the training will of Dharma, and requires of the remaining continually in the samsara to teachings. That those are accumulation. Then increasing. Increasing is like a rejoicing or dedication. And confess is a purified branch. So even this 7 branch is a what called in summarize into the 3 limb or 3 branches called the accumulation branch, compass or purifying branch, and increasing branch. So I think pretty much every accumulation is like a similar. When we do accumulation of offering, we have to visualize a field of offering. So this is called the gazing upon the Lama, which is the field of offering. First, so there's a 3 also extra subjects, so that will become 10 subjects. From the 10 subjects, first one is called the gazing upon the Lama. So gazing upon the Lama also have 2 ways. Gazing upon the Lama as a Dharmakaya, and gazing Lama as a Rupakaya. First one is a Dharmakaya. So from the beginning, it said in the English, it said, I gaze upon the supreme self-erasing Lama seated on the immutable, spontaneously establishing throne. Here is the mandala of the primordial pure mind, as it is a supreme place of the Victoria one of the 3 times. So, so you offering to the Guru, because there is no greater than offering to the Guru. Okay, so there said one of the master quote said, just give up any kind of other offerings, just continue to offering to the Guru. So that is, there is no greater than offering to the Guru. So here, field of accumulation or field of offering is the Guru. So the Guru, what kind of Guru? The Guru is you gazing up in the supreme one. That Guru is the supreme. Which is the supreme and self-erasing Lama. Self-erasing Lama mean like a not produced by cause and condition, nature one. So this nature one is talking about the Dharmakaya. That is not the Nirmana Kaya, not the Sambhoga Kaya. Okay, those are called the Rupakaya. So self-erasing Lama sitting on the immutable. Immutable, so sitting on the immutable. So that self-erasing Lama, which is the inseparable of the 3 Kaya and 5 wisdom. It is immutable. It's immutable means never changing. From the ground, path, result. never change that one. In the Mahamudra, it's called the ground Mahamudra, path Mahamudra, resorted Mahamudra. So this state of the Dharmakaya is never change from the ground as a sentient beings. Sentient beings' mind have a same one. The path as a Buddha, Bodhisattva, and all the practitioner, on the path of the on the stage of the path, like a path of the application, path of the accumulation, path of the application, path of the seeing, path of the meditation. Any one of those on those path is called the path Mahamudra. At that time, the nature is not changed. Then in the resorted Mahamudra being when you achieve the non-meditation, which is called the Buddhahood. So this nature of your mind is never changing from the ground, or sometimes said base, path, and result. When we are sentient beings, when we are sentient being, ordinary beings, our nature is the same. Then through the practice, we get to the Bodhisattva level, like a first bhumi to 10 bhumi. That time, the nature is not changed. Then we pass from the 10th bhumi to become a Buddhahood. Still, that nature is not changed. So that there's something that never changed. That is called the that is something that's a mind stream continuing. Our mind, conceptual thought change, our body change, our ability change, our mood change, our hobby change, our feeling change. All those can change, but something never change. That is what is the nature of a mind. From the ground, path, result, never change. That way it's called immutable. And that nature is not created by the cause, like through the true accumulation, cannot create that nature. We accumulate or not accumulate, nature is always there. So that way it's called spontaneously establishing, and which is that is the throne of seating. It means that the Lama is in the air. So what is that throne is said here is the mandala of the primordial pure mind. So primordially pure, it means that from the beginning to pure. So our nature of mind is from the primordially pure. There's no question for that. If our nature of mind is not the primordially pure, and we purified and become pure, then it may have to be temporary. Why? Because anything is created by the cause and condition is called the composite. That composite one have to be end. That is a part of the nature game of the reality. There's through the cause and condition cannot create anything is a permanent. So if there's something is a permanent, that is the true nature. That is true nature is the never changing. So that way is called the primordially pure mind. Our nature of mind is primordially pure. Okay, then how about now this concept of the mind? That concept of the mind, consciousness, we call the consciousness, is not that primordial pure one. This is called the what called imputed one, diluted one, conceptual one. Like a nature of a water is pure, but you can make that water as a yellow, you can make the water as a red, you can make the water as a medicine, you can make the water as a poison. Water can change anything based on the condition, But still, even the water become a poison. The nature of water is not become change. Even water is become a medicine, nature itself is not changed. Water is always remain as a water. Doesn't matter color or quality, whatever change comes. Is the nature of water itself is not going to change. Same thing as our mind may dilute it, may impute it, may confuse, and may have conceptual and those all, but still nature itself is not changed. So here in the Vajrayana, you have to see as your nature of a mind, your guru's mind, wisdom mind, and the deity. They are inseparable. Especially your guru's wisdom mind and your nature of a mind have to be seen as a equal, a sameness. That is called the Guru Yoga, union with the Guru, becoming inseparable. So from the beginning to we have to train that way. So that is what is called the primordial pure mind as it is. The supreme place of the Victoria one of the 3 times. So this is a supreme place. All the Guru is no inseparable than your nature of a mind. Whereas the Guru is actually abiding, Guru is abiding in your mind. So that way, we generally divide it into 3 kinds of gurus. First, we said Guru as a person, outside, someone who guides you, someone who leads you, someone who train you, someone who teach you. You have to rely on that Guru for the beginning. Okay, so then once that Guru's instruction is complete, you receive, then you have to rely on Guru as a text. Excuse me, Guru as a text, Dharma text. You have to use as a Dharma text. Then finally, Guru as your own mind. So there's 3 types of Guru, 3 kinds of Guru. But from the beginning to you said, oh, my Guru is my own mind. You are, what called? Not diluting. What call this? Like telling yourself not truth.
Deceive.
Deceive, yes. You are deceiving yourself. Okay, you will not get anywhere by that thought. So for the beginning, you have to rely on Guru as an outer someone. Okay, so I think the reason here is why that's a place that in your mind, primordial pure mind, as a Guru, that sit as a Guru, mean that is your Guru is not separate than that pure mind. So you cannot see Guru as a somewhere else, Guru as a someone else, Guru as a outside of you. This is I think special quality of the Vajrayana, because in the Vajrayana we call the resultative vehicles. Why it's called the resultative vehicle is because result is already we're using on the path, like you transform yourself as a deity. Yeah, so result of the Dharmakaya is already see your own mind as a Dharmakaya. So inseparable. So that is talking about. Basically, this is a pure mind. That is the Guru. So here said the mandala of the primordial pure mind. Actually, maybe this I don't know translation is. So it's talking about just not talking about the mind. As in the Tibetan said, Sinyi. Sinyi is a Sanskrit. It's called the Jidata. It means the nature of a mind, or sometimes it translates the mindness. Mindness. Maybe in English same as emptiness or whatever. So this is it, because same the singing in the Vajrayana is separate. Same mean the conceptual one, like we have what called consciousness. Consciousness is called the mind, and the mindness is a nature of it mind. So here actually talking about that nature. There's one called the Ranakuta Sutra. In the Ranakuta Sutra, between the Shariputra and Manjushri, they have a discussion. So Manjushri asked to the Shariputra, because of the past of the mind is exhausted, and the future of the mind is not really occur, and present mind is not abide. So since that, where is your liberation of a mind? So then Sheripur answered for that and said, past is not liberated, past mind is not liberated, future mind is not liberated, present mind is not liberated. Then Manjushri asked, if that is that case, past, present, future mind is not liberated, then where's your mind liberation of the mind? Then Shariputra gave answer to the Manjushri, said, liberation of the mind is a what called the convenient truth, convenient or what's called this, absolute and relatively, or convenient, conventional truth. It's a conventionally, it's just relatively, it's called the liberation of the mind. In the absolute, absolute truth, there is no bondage and no liberated. So when it comes to the inner nature of a mind, never be bondage, never be liberated. So that reason is called the primordially pure inner nature mind. This is not talking about that. We normally said my mind. Okay, that mind is a conceptual. That mind is a confused. That mind can't liberate it. But that is not the primordially. That is even not from yesterday, even not from a minute ago. Every single nanosecond it change. It not continue. But something never change is the nature one. Our conceptual change like a water wave, never ending. That is not talking about. That is always be changeable. That is not really truly ultimate mind. Ultimate mind or inner nature mind is it never be changing. So I think that is have to be separated, because people say, oh, if a primordial mind is pure, then maybe I'm pure already. So that is not. You are deluded. Delusion have to purify it. Confusion have to eliminate. But not the nature. Those two have to be separate. Okay, so, and it said the supreme place of the Victoria one of the 3 times. So this is talking about the Buddha, Dharmakaya. So when we look this way, in the base or ground is we call the Buddha nature. Buddha nature have 2 qualities. That the nature of a mind is a purity. nature of mind is a empty and luminosity. Okay, emptiness and luminosity. So, because I think that's really important, because sometimes people think empty means that there's nothing. Then they say the luminosity, something, but not really solid, not really, existent or the physically. Then those two carrying on the path of the Mahamudra is called the true truth, or true wisdom and method. Yeah, and when continually that one is when it come to the Buddhahood, and it become a true called wisdom and kaya. So there's 5 wisdom and 3 kaya, like nirmana kaya, sambhoga kaya, dharmakaya. What is the Lama's what called the Dharmakaya? Is called the permanently unborn. As this is the Dharmakaya. And not abiding in the immediately, not abiding anywhere else, anywhere is called the Sambhoga Kaya. And never ceasing is called Nirmana Kaya. So that your Lama or pure mind, of the pure mind of the Lama or the Dharmakaya, whatever, is also inseparable of the 3 kayas. What is the 3 kaya? Is not born as a Dharmakaya, not abiding as a Nirmana Kaya, a Sambhoga Kaya, and never ceasing as a Nirmana Kaya. So not born, Dharmakaya, not abiding, Sambhoga Kaya, not ceasing as a Nirmana Kaya. Then that Lama is so that is the Kaya. Then wisdom, there's 5 wisdoms. Mirulaga wisdom, Dhammadhatu wisdom, discriminative wisdom, activity wisdom, and equanimity wisdom. So when it's called the mind, yeah, or we can call conceptual consciousness. So it's called the alaya consciousness. When alaya consciousness is transformed or purified, it becomes a mirulaga wisdom. And Dhammadhatu wisdom. So that when not recognizing the Dhammadhatu wisdom, it's become a alaya consciousness. Dhammadhatu wisdom and mirulaga wisdom. When recognizing, it's become a alaya wisdom, or or the mirulaga wisdom and Dhammadhatu wisdom. Then afflicted mind, when it transforms, when afflicted mind is transformed, it become discriminative wisdom. Continually benefit the sentient beings, that is called activity wisdoms, transform. Then the mind itself, transforming is called the discriminative wisdom. And 5 consciousness, like eye consciousness, ear consciousness, as a transform, is it become activity wisdom. So this is a that is what is mean the pure mind of the inseparable of the 5 wisdom. So when we reach to the complete Buddhahood of the Dharmakaya, which is the inseparable of the 3 kaya and 5 wisdoms. That is what is mean the saying the supreme place of the Victoria one of the 3 times. Now, second one said, I gaze upon the Supreme Lama, which is above the mention. What is the Lama? Is the primordially pure mind one. That I gaze upon the Supreme Lama, who is meaningful to behold. So instead to behold the great bliss of the Dharma Dhatu across the vast ocean of samsara and arrive the blissful pure ground. So why we have to gaze that Lama, the primordially pure nature of mind, primordially pure one? What is the benefit? You know, if there's we have to do things that there's have a good result, good benefit, then it's called a meaningful. If we do something as not have good result, you know, not going to get benefit. Like you read a book, lots of people like to reading books. If you read a science fiction novel or something, it temporarily get away all your attention, and it will help you to reduce the stress or whatever. But it's not going to get any benefit. I also joke this one, by reading Harry Potter book, you not become a magician. You know, they're not good result from that. So not that much meaningfully beholding. Yeah, we love to watching the beautiful views. What result come from that actually? Long-termly look, is there not much benefit from the watching those beautiful views? I mean, temporarily we enjoy a little bit. But sometimes actually from that enjoying cause more suffering. That reason people have a harder to go work on Monday than other day of the week, because you enjoy too much at the weekend. So your Monday's problems created by the Saturday and Sunday, not from Monday itself. So same way, you know, when we actually look those beauty and whatever elegance, it give you something joy, but end up it will give you suffering. So that way it's not really meaningful to look at. But when you look this kind of nature, this kind of guru, this kind of Dharmakaya, this kind of ultimate nature, and it give you the great benefit by gazing at it. So that way it's called meaningful. I gaze upon the Supreme Lama. That is what is Supreme Lama, not the physical Lama. Supreme Lama, is talking about the Dharmakaya. So you gazing, looking your own nature of mind, which is the inseparable of your guru, which is the inseparable of the Dharmakaya. Who is meaningful to behold. So when we look on that, then it will give us the great result by looking at it. If you look the physical Lama, you know, I mean, their great benefit can get, but that physical Lama is one day will go. Then what are you going to do? Just only have a depression, you know. So look the Lama of the, you know, ultimate Lama. That's called the meaningful to behold. This instant to behold that great bliss of the Dharma Dhatu. So it means the instant when we see this great Lama, instantly we are completely, liberated from the samsara. Instantly, immediately, by holding this great bliss of the Dharma Dhatu. Great bliss of the Dharma Dhatu, as the Dharma Dhatu as an emptiness, as a bliss, as a joy, or it's called the great bliss. Why it's called the great bliss? Because it's never ending bliss, which is the union of the empty and bliss, never ending. If they just said this, this great bliss, the great bliss can be end. But if you have a great bliss of Dharma Dhatu, which means the emptiness, then those two union will never end. That way it's called the great. Otherwise, when we eat the food, it's a great bliss. It's a joyful. Any kind of a desirable activity is a bliss, joy. But it's not great. Why? It's ain't. Then become a miserable. But when we see this true nature, through the seeing the true nature, we experience some kind of joy. That joy never go away. When you see the Guru's form, you will get joy. That joy is go away when you separate from the Guru. But when you have a devotion Guru as a Dharmakaya within your mind, the Guru is not gone anywhere. Long as you keep that one, Guru is always with you, then that joy is never go away. Even you separate from the Guru. So when Jidin Sungkun was getting older, really old, then some of his disciples asked, Guru, when you pass away, which pure land we supplicate? Which pure land we pray to our Guru? Which pure land you're going to born? And Jidin Sungkun said, you don't need to supplicate any pure land. I am always be in your mind, nature of mind. That is the pure land. Supplicate that pure land. Gaze on that pure land. Then once we can see that true nature and never go away, that way it's become a great bliss. From the alcohol, you get some kind of bliss. From the drug, you get some kind of a bliss. From the any kind of physical activities, intercourse or whatever activity, you get some kind of bliss, but it will end up with a miserable suffering. But this bliss, which is come from the seeing the true nature, or as the what called Jidata or mindness of the inner nature of mind of the Dharmakaya. From that, you will experience such bliss. It will go nowhere. It will stay with you forever. That way, it's become a great bliss of the Dharma Dhatu. When benefit by that bliss is not just only bliss, joy. It will cross the vast ocean of samsara. So this is the metaphor of an example. Samsara is like big ocean. Old time, ancient time, most of people cannot cross the ocean. Now there's a lots of big ships, easily can cross the ocean. It's not a big deal now. But old time, crossing ocean is a life and death decision. It's not easy. So some crossing samsara is like that. That is an example. So crossing ocean of samsaras, because crossing ocean is not easy. In ancient time, not now. Now it's really easy, no problem. It's not big deal. Now we need some new, example, because even the crossing the galaxy is not that difficult. Because I think maybe scientists already traveling to the different planets. So even the crossing the space is not difficult. So we have to find out this new example. Crossing ocean is really easy now. So it doesn't work now. So I don't know what is a good example, but when Buddha comes, that time there's no technology, there's no those really massive big ship that can cross to this kind of ocean. So that way said it's like crossing on the ocean. It's really difficult. So crossing samsara is really difficult, but immediately once you see this gaze on this Supreme Lama of the pure nature of a mind, primordial mind, which is in nature, then you will arrive at blissful pure land. Blissful means there are no suffering, no misery, no unpleasant circumstance. That way it's called the blissful pure land. So this one, there said, it said the great bliss of the Dharma Dhatu. Dharma Dhatu is a Sanskrit word. In the Tibetan, it's called the Chuyin. I think it's kind of like English. I think maybe inner nature of a phenomena. So there's a two, Dharma and Dharma Dhatu. Dharma as a small d, it means the phenomena. Phenomena and nature of a phenomena. So Ranakuta Sutra, Buddha said, when you see phenomena as a free from characteristic, free from sign, then that is the Dharma Dhatu. So Dharma and Dharma Dhatu is not too separated. When we dilute it, when we confuse, it's become a Dharma. Now, I'm not talking about the Dharma as a spiritual path Dharma. This is talking about the phenomena Dharma. Okay, small d Dharma. Then when we see the true nature of those phenomena, it's become Dhammadhatu. So that way, Jidisumgun also said, don't think as a, Dharma or don't think as a Dhammadhatu. These two are not separable. This is divided by the conceptual. Oh, this is Dharma, this is Dhammadhatu. So it's the nature of the, our awareness is free from dualistic subject and object. But because of the diluted, we have this appearance of the subject and object. So because of that conceptual of a dualistic, then we have some people have a fear of emptiness. When they hearing emptiness, they get fears. So that way, Jidisum said, those two are not separables. Subject and object, or Dharma and Dharma Dhatu, they are inseparable. In the Mahabodha, it's called the one-tasteness. It's like a Dharma and Dharma Dhatu is similar like ice and water. There's two. Yes, ice is not water. Water is not ice. But water become ice and ice become water. So that way they are not different. Nature of water can become ice, or nature of ice can become water. So I think it's something like that. So that way, those two are not really separated, Dhamma Dhatu and the Dharma. Now, then third one said, with the eye of wisdom, I gaze unwaveringly upon the Lama, the victorious hero in the battle, just by remembering that the refuge, all afflicted emotion, thought, and the horde of Mara are defeated. So we have to see this Lama through the eye of wisdom, not the eye of flesh or delusions. So we have to awake ourselves to see that Lama. Nobody can show you without yourself awaking. So how you can see that is by your own wisdom eyes. So that way said called the eye of wisdom. I gaze unwaveringly. So we have to constantly, that is what is in the called the mindfulness, have to continually keep this gazing to this nature state. Unwaveringly upon the Lama, victorious hero, the battle. So victorious hero of the battle, it means that something is defeating. What is defeating in the battle? What kind of battle? Is it just by remembering that refuge, all the afflicted emotion and thought and the horde of Mara are defeated. So our battle is with the afflicted emotion, inner battle. Shantideva said, outer battle cannot become a hero. When you defeat your enemy, the enemy is already killed by his own emotion before you defeat. So it's not a big deal. This is like same as you are stepping your soul on the corpse. And also you don't need really, heroism to defeat the enemies. Just run away. It's easy to defeat with the enemies. When you run away, they cannot do anything. Like when Dalai Lama ran to India, and I heard that, I'm sure this is true, and Mao said, we not defeat the Tibet, we lost the Tibet. So that means that Dalai Lama defeat the Mao. So when you want to really physically enemy want to defeat, it's just really easy, just run away. Get away from that, then you defeat that. But you cannot run away from your own inner emotions. It comes with you. It's much, much harder to defeat. So when you gaze that nature, all your inner emotion, which is your true enemy, and Mara, Mara means that someone become an obstacle to the liberation and omniscience. That all you can defeat by gazing this victorious one, this Buddha of the Dharmakaya, of the true nature. So that reason is called the victorious hero in the battle. And there's just remembering that this refuge. So there's a refuge normally we have three jewels, yeah? Refuge means the Buddha, Dharma, Sangha. But in the Uttara Tantra said, Dharma is not, ultimate refuge. Sangha is not the ultimate refuge. Reason is because the Dharma is two kinds of Dharma, called the Dharma of the literature and Dharma of the realization. Dharma of the literature is like a boat. Only you need to cross the water. Once you cross the water, you don't need any more the boat. So only you need to understand. Once you understood, then you don't need that. So that way, it said you have to, eliminate. You have to, get pamba. Pamba means the kind of give up, give away. Then the Dharma of the realization is a two path and cessation. Path is a continuing. So once you cross and you don't need to go back. The cessation is it become kind of like a, this is talking about the, Hinayana's path. Cessation is it become like a dispute. So that way it's kind of deceiving. So there is nothing. So that way is it's not ultimate refuge from the Dharma. Then Sangha themselves is with the fears, So that way Sangha cannot become an ultimate refuge too. So now, I mean, the Dharma and the Sangha is not the ultimate refuge. Then what is left is the Buddha. Within the Buddha, only Dharmakaya. So that way Uttara Tantra said, ultimate refuge is the Buddha Dharmakaya. You can read that one. So that way here, just saying is I gaze up, it's just remembering that refuge. This is talking about the Dharmakaya Buddha, refuge of the Dharmakaya Buddha, or called the ultimate refuge. So this ultimate refuge and defeating all our afflicted emotion like angry, hatred, jealousy, that kind of afflicted emotion. And thought as a conceptual thought. And this one, horde of demons, Mara, horde of Mara is that our mind is a kind of attracting to the desirable objects. Eye is attracting to the form, ear is attracting to the sound, nose attract to the smell, tongue is attract to the touch, taste. Those are Mara. Why? Because they disturbed our liberation path. So anyone is become an obstacle to the liberation path is called the Mara. So those all can be destroyed or can be defeated by gazing this Lama of the primordially pure nature. So this one, I think I said before also, I gaze unwaveringly upon the Lama. So how to gaze unwaveringly upon the Lama is called the mindfulness. So, so Jiddu Sumgun said, being mindfulness is the path, or called the main path of all the 3 times Buddha. You look at that 37 factor of enlightenment, which is divided into the 5 paths. Path of the accumulation, path of the application, path of the seeing, path of the meditation. Every path, generally, the main subject change, those 37 factory of enlightenment. But every path, one common subject is the mindfulness. You can see the things that practicing in the path of the accumulation, there's a mindfulness. Things that practicing in the path of the application, you see the mindfulness. Things that practice on the path of the seeing, you see the mindfulness. And things that practicing in the path of the meditation, you see the mindfulness. So that way, mindfulness is always there. So that reason, Jesus said, being mindfulness is the path to all the 3 times Buddha, constantly, continually. So, like when you receive the instruction from the Guru and your devotion and practice, you may see the true nature. But if you not continue on that, it can destroy it. So that reason, with the wisdom eye, we have to gaze on that true nature continually until we completely victory over all the Mara and emotions. Alex asked one question here. He posed on the messenger, said, ultimate Lama mean the Vajradhara. You can say ultimate Lama mean the Vajradhara, but it's better to say ultimate Lama mean the Dharmakaya. Because Vajradhara is representative of the Dharmakaya. So I think it's better to say, because then we always think that the Vajradhara also still there's some kind of image. Then we think, oh, that image of that Buddha particular is the ultimate. Then this, because the Dharmakaya itself have no form actually. So for us, easy to understand that way they put the image of a Vajradhara. Okay, so I think other subject is maybe I think cannot finish today, so we stop here. And thank you, and we will meet same time this subject the next week on the Tuesday again, and this weekend Saturday is we're going to continue from Precious Garland of the Kambopa, and Sunday there's some kind of called the empowerment. So it's not that important, but if somebody want to join, can join. Other than that, I mean, that mainly is the most important essay. We go through the text teachings. So Saturday we will do continue in the Precious Garland, the text. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Tao also.
Thank you, Khenpo Tsultrim Rinpoche.
Tata Sinje Nanje Nyundo Lana Memba Yanda Ba Sobe Chanchu Rinpoche Toba Juche Icheja Kunse Kunjen Chujeje Tende Nela Wando Tekon Rinjembe Je Temba Sede Ba Chedro Tosan Gomben Senjuji. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Khenpo.
Thank you, Rinpoche.
Thank you, Khenpo.
Thank you.